Now this comment right here, it says, I can find a black woman like this in America at my nearest corporate building or even the gym. I, though, am opposed to when you're a couple 100 pounds overweight and you're saying that you're thick. And it's like, no, that's not what your heart is saying, honey. You can hardly struggle walking, but then you're talking about you're fat and fine.
Call it what you want, but I do not believe a woman who is out of shape deserves to be in a relationship. When it comes to love, there are rules one must abide by, and the first one is love thy neighbor as you love yourself. So if you cannot love yourself enough to make sure you are physically fit, emotionally fit, spiritually fit, baby, you are not qualified to love anybody else. Feel how you want.
Okay, those were some really strong feelings. I don't know that I could go as far as to say that a person should not be in a relationship because they're a little out of shape. Because at that point, then the majority of the American population would be completely out of the game. I don't think I would go that far, but I will say that there is something about healthy self-esteem which can amount to healthy self-care. And that is in multiple ways: spiritually, honestly, emotionally, and physically. Now, to piggyback off of that, I saw this tweet that was sent to me that had me LOL. It was so freaking hilarious. And the reason it's so funny to me is because it is literally what I have noticed in my own life. I'm gonna read it for y'all. It's real quick, but it says a lot. It says, if you ever wondered why Black American men are zooming to Thailand. So this is from Passport Trucker, and it's just a video of a really cute Thai woman. Yeah, doing her thing. She's a cute, fit Thai woman. That's, that's not surprising. Now this comment right here, it says, I can find a Black woman like this in America at my nearest corporate building or even the gym. Sorry. The reason I'm laughing is because Black women are not at the gym like that. Black women are not at the gym. Listen, I'm sure in certain areas, in certain communities, some of y'all gonna clap back. But let me tell you, as somebody who regularly goes to the gym, I don't ever see Black women there. Like, I don't. It's at the point now to where when I see a Black woman, I text my husband like, hey, I saw one. Like, it's a thing. Now, here's what I've noticed. It don't matter where I'm at. I could be in the widest community. I could be in the hood. I could be in a all Black community. I could be in a community that's mostly Hispanic. It don't matter where the gym is. I feel like I'm always going to at least see a Black man. It may just be one. It could be just one. But I'm always going to at least see a Black man. Or if it's Black people there, it's multiple. And it's primarily Black men. But it's so hard for me to find Black women. And I know that there are Black women out there. I follow a few. I got some who are like inspirational. Listen, my oldest sister, she's a personal trainer. She's a physical therapist. She's very, very big on health. She's the one that inspires me to try to stay healthy and be consistent. She's always giving me tips, and different things. She's amazing when it comes to health. So I know that exists, but I'm just saying, as far as like the culture, we know that's not the case because the majority of Black women are considered obese. So they're obviously like not at the gym like that. And what had me was these comments. I was like, y'all are, this one, it says, let me see if I can find this comments. It said, the gym, now I know you lying. Also, the woman comes with zero attitude. This one said, the ninja said the gym, I'm dying. It said, bro, I did not know the stats on obesity in Black women until this thread. That's wild. Now they're gonna post some Black women in there that are fit, and that's amazing. It says, good luck. That's the last place Black women go to. And listen, as a Black woman who tries to regularly work out and tries to, as much as possible, live a healthy lifestyle, I'm not perfect, right? And there's always room for improvement. But I can just say anecdotally in my own experience, like, it's really hard to find Black women at the gym, right? Now, I think I can say, to kind of add some context, like, you will find Black women sometimes, maybe if you go to like a dance class. Like, I remember I would do Africa dance sometimes out in Oakland. I'd see Black women there, obviously. And you saw white women too. But I would see Black women at like African dance. So I feel like if you are going to see Black women active, to me, from what I've observed, it might be more towards like dancing things or things where, like twerk Tabata. I'm sure there are Black women who do that. So I don't want to throw all Black women under the bus. I'm trying to give y'all olive branch here. I'm trying to advocate. But if we just look at the stats alone, and we know that the majority of Black women are overweight, obese, like, there's nothing to argue. So I'm really curious, like, what do you guys think? I've covered this off on my channel before about what is it about, I think, Black culture in general that is so affirming, that is so open and accepting of bigger bodies. I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. I don't think it's bad to be in acceptance of people who come in different shapes and forms. I'm not opposed to that. I, though, am opposed to when we start to add an delusion. When you're a couple 100 pounds overweight and you're saying that you're thick, and it's like, no, that's not what your heart is saying, honey. Or when you are like, you can hardly struggle walking, but then you're talking about, you're fat and fine. And listen, I mean, you may still feel beautiful and look good in the dress. That's great. But I'm just saying at a certain point, like, you can feel as fat and fine as you want, or as beautiful or thick and all that kind of different stuff. But your body is only meant to carry a certain amount of weight. Your heart can only, carry a certain amount of weight. And past a certain point, it just becomes unhealthy. So I'm more of an advocate for healthiness, whatever that means for a woman. I don't want to put, I'm not going to say it has to be these inches. I'm like, what does healthy look like for that particular woman? And we do know that there is a ideal weight cap for each woman. There is an ideal weight cap. There is a BMI. There is a bone density and muscle density. All those things matter. And I think in the effort to try to be body positive, it's just gone a little too far. You got people now who are just actively, you are actively a step away from a stroke. And we're sitting here and trying to say that you are just fine, that we need to accept you, that you deserve to take up space. And it's like, ma'am, we're not arguing your value as a human being. We're just saying, are you healthy though? And can you live past 45? Seriously, that's how it gets. So, and you will see that primarily in the Black community, especially when you go down south. I'm always reminded when I go down south how much of the obesity lives there, because in certain places, like for example in California, where I trail down the street from me, there's parks here, parks there. There's just because the weather is mostly good or amicable, and there's so many trails, there's so many bikes. It's just more common, I feel like, in certain communities out here to see people who are more active. Not always, because like I said, there's caveats to that. But in certain environments that are generally safer and the weather is nice and there's parks and trails and things to do, you're going to be more active. You have access to healthy food. That's going to generally lower the amount of obesity. Whereas I know in the South, sometimes it's just too hot. It's so hot, people don't want to go outside unless it's super early in the morning or late at night. And even then, you still may be super humid. And then just access to food. You got fried stuff. You can go to the gas station and get peach cobbler, which is amazing. Or you can go get, your fried pickles or whatever. The access to food and the culture around it is not necessarily what it is in some of these other environments for us, like farmers markets. You got organic, you got gluten-free, you got low carb if you need, or you got plant-based. So I just think the culture around it plays a big role as well. But at the end of the day, I think we can all be in acceptance that Black women are not really at the gym like that. Y'all let me know if I'm wrong, if you got stats on this to prove me otherwise. I could be totally wrong, but I think the obesity stats confirm that. And why? Why are Black men at the gym so much more often than Black women? At least from what I see. That's my anecdotal experience. Y'all let me know what you think down in the comment section. Thank you so much for listening if you've gotten this far, and we'll talk later. Bye.